If the saying, "Don't underestimate the power of a common man," had a face, it would be Naseeruddin Shah's character from A Wednesday. The film, written and directed by Neeraj Pandey, is a gripping social thriller that raises a disturbing yet essential question. What happens when the common man stops believing in the system? India has faced numerous terrorist attacks, including the 2001 Parliament attack, the 2006 Mumbai train bombings, and just months after A Wednesday was released, the devastating 26/11 Mumbai attacks. Each time, the cycle repeats. Tragedy strikes, outrage follows, politicians make statements, and soon life moves on. But the scars remain, and so does the frustration of the ordinary citizen who feels helpless in the face of repeated failures of the system. This film does not follow the typical formula of a patriotic Bollywood film featuring a soldier, a spy, or a political leader. Instead, it centers on an ordinary, unnamed man, someone who blends into the crowd, someone we might walk past on the street without a second glance. But in his anonymity lies his strength, and in his actions lies a question that lingers long after the credits roll. Who really protects the country? The government or the people?
भीड़ में से कोई एक शक्ल चुन लीजिए, मैं वो हूं. I'm just the stupid common man wanting to clean his house.
The film introduces us to an unnamed man, portrayed masterfully by Naseeruddin Shah. Dressed in a plain white shirt and pants, with his slightly disheveled white hair, he appears to be just another middle-class man, leading a routine life. However, the camera captures him in a way that creates an unsettling contrast. He looks unassuming yet powerful, harmless yet dangerous. Even the sound design reinforces this duality, making him appear as both an ordinary citizen and a potential threat. This unnamed man is not a historical hero or a political revolutionary. He is the common man we see every day. He is not a symbol of one section of a society, but a voice of collective frustration, representing countless citizens who feel powerless in the face of systemic failures. His anger is not fictional. It echoes the real-life sentiments that have fueled public movements in India. In 2011, the anti-corruption movement led by Anna Hazare saw thousands of citizens take to the street, demanding transparency and accountability from the government. Similarly, in 2019, after the Pulwama attack, calls for immediate retaliation flooded social media, reflecting the nation's collective frustration with terrorism. Time and again, India has witnessed moments when the public's patience wears thin, when justice seems too slow, too weak, or too easily forgotten. By refusing to give his protagonist a name, Neeraj Pandey elevates him from an individual to an universal figure. He becomes more than just a character, he becomes a question, a reminder, a warning. This no-named character becomes the mirror that shows the government that the problems are not plaguing one section of the society. Rather, the problems are plaguing every section, large or small, immensely. This way, Pandey provides an unbiased perspective that can never be remolded in biased ways.
तुम हो क्या? मतलब हिंदू हो, मुसलमान हो, क्या हो? मेरे मजहब का इससे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है.
For decades, Bollywood has glorified patriotism through grand, larger-than-life heroes. Soldiers in Border, warriors in Kesari, and spies in Uri the Surgical Strike. These films celebrate those who sacrifice their lives on the front lines. But A Wednesday takes a radically different approach. It suggests that patriotism isn't just about dying for the country, it's about taking responsibility, about ensuring justice prevails in everyday life. The common man in A Wednesday never claims to be a patriot. He does not drape himself in the national flag or chant patriotic slogans. He does not seek glory. He takes action, not for the country, but for himself, for his peace of mind. And yet, in doing so, he represents a deeply personal, instinctive form of patriotism, one that is not performative, but honest. His actions force us to ask a difficult question. When the system fails repeatedly, does taking justice into one's own hands make someone a patriot or a criminal? He does what the government should have done: ensure the safety of its citizens. If justice is delayed, if laws are manipulated, if politicians prioritize their own interests over national security, then is it wrong for a citizen to take matters into their own hands, or is it only option left?
सरकार, पुलिस फोर्स, इंटेलिजेंस सक्षम है इस तरह की पेस्ट कंट्रोल के लिए, लेकिन आप लोग कर नहीं रहे, सिर्फ शय दिए जा रहे हैं।
The climax of A Wednesday is not just about eliminating terrorists, it's about the disappearance of the common man after the job is done. He does not seek recognition, fame, or credit. In a world obsessed with validation and self-promotion, his anonymity is his most powerful statement. But here's where the film becomes truly controversial. If we celebrate his actions, are we endorsing vigilantism? History has shown us that when individuals take the law into their own hands, the consequences can be dangerous and unpredictable. Just weeks after A Wednesday was released, the Batla House encounter took place in Delhi, where police alleged terrorists. Some hailed it as justice, while others condemned it as an extrajudicial killing, raising questions about whether the rule of law was bypassed. In 2019, after a horrific gang raid in Hyderabad, the police shot the accused in an encounter. Many celebrated this instant justice while others criticized it as a violation of due process, setting a dangerous precedent where emotions overruled legal procedures. Recent years have seen a rise in mob lynchings in India, whether in the name of cow protection, caste conflicts, or personal revenge. What starts as frustration with the system can quickly spiral into dangerous acts of mob justice, where innocent people become victims. Does A Wednesday justify vigilantism? The film does not provide a direct answer. It merely reflects an uncomfortable reality. When the system fails its citizens, they will eventually find their own ways to seek justice. And that is the reality we cannot ignore.
उसने मुझे अपना नाम बताया, लेकिन मैं वो नाम किसी को नहीं बता सकता। इंसान नाम में मसक ढूंढ लेता है।
One of the most profound elements of A Wednesday is its exploration of anonymity. In a world where recognition is often equated with importance, where people crave acknowledgement for their deeds, the protagonist of this film chooses to remain unknown. The protagonist's namelessness is not a mere storytelling device, it is a powerful statement. He could be anyone. By stripping him of an identity, the film makes him a universal figure, a reflection of collective frustration rather than an individual with a personal vendetta. This anonymity serves multiple purposes. Number one, it protects his cause. If the common man had a name, his actions would be dissected, debated, and perhaps even dismissed as personal vengeance. His anonymity ensures that the focus remains on the larger issue, the inefficiency of the system and the growing helplessness of its citizens. Number two, it prevents glorification. The protagonist does not want to be turned into a legend or martyr. He does not want statues built in his honor or movies made about him. He knows that true heroism does not need an audience, it simply needs action. Number three, it reflects everyday heroism. By making the common man nameless, the film subtly suggests that heroism is not confined to extraordinary individuals. It is present in ordinary people who make small but significant choices every day. In today's world, where social media dominates, anonymity is becoming increasingly rare. People document every aspect of their lives, from acts of kindness to personal struggles, seeking validation in the form of likes, shares, and comments. Heroism too has become performative. Acts of generosity are often publicized, and people expect credit for doing what is right. But the common man in A Wednesday operates differently. He seeks no applause. He does not give an inspiring speech at the end of his mission. He does not reveal his identity to receive recognition. He simply does what needs to be done and disappears, leaving behind a powerful message. Real heroes don't seek credit, they seek change. The philosophy of anonymous heroism extends beyond the film and onto the real life. Every day, countless individuals perform acts of courage and kindness without expecting anything in return. These are the people who keep society functioning, often without acknowledgement. The doctor who works overtime in a government hospital, treating patients despite limited resources. The teacher in a rural village who educates children without proper facilities, ensuring they have a future. The whistleblower who exposes corruption, risking their safety for the greater good. The bystander who steps in to prevent an assault, putting themselves in danger to protect another. These people do not seek fame. They do not make headlines. They are not given awards. Yet, they are the ones who keep hope alive. The most haunting moment in A Wednesday is not when the terrorists are eliminated. It is when the protagonist walks away unnoticed, blending back into the crowd. He does not stay to see the impact of his actions. He does not give a victorious speech. He simply disappears. This quiet exit is the film's most powerful statement. It challenges the audience to reconsider what they think a hero should be. Does the hero need recognition? Does the hero need validation? Or is a hero simply someone who takes action when no one else will? The film leaves us with a question. If justice remains slow, if corruption persists, if fear continues to grow, how long before another common man takes matters into his own hands? And when that day comes, will we call him a hero or a criminal? Perhaps the greatest heroes are the ones we never even see. A Wednesday forces us to confront a truth we often ignore. Society is built on trust in the system. But when that trust breaks, what follows is not just an anger, but action. And sometimes the most powerful revolutions begin with a single, nameless individual who decides that enough is enough.